everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. You are at l'Atelier du Village, and I hope you like the series of interviews that we are doing with local artists. Today we are with Marjolaine Gemma Tremblay in Pointe-Claire, and I'll turn around the camera and we'll talk to her. Hello, Marjo. Can I call you like that?
You can call me Marjo, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today.
It's my pleasure.
It's been a while that we are trying to do it. It's been a while that we know each other.
Yeah.
Few years before the pandemic,
Yes.
if you remember.
I do remember.
So maybe we can start by you telling us, how did you embark in your artistic journey? I'm sure that our viewers would like to learn more about your art and how did you start. Maybe there are a few of them that are the beginning of their artistic journey, or maybe they haven't started yet. So
True.
they would like to find inspiration in other artists.
Yeah, for sure. So I think like everyone who does art, makes art, views art, however they want to appreciate art, it's something, at least for myself, that I've developed or had a passion for since I was young, very young. Mainly being attracted to like colors, like that was, I think, my thing, you know. I had a neighbor who used to make carvings out of soap. And I just thought that was so cool. And to me, it was like magic. Like, how does that person actually do that? Like, and then the drawings she made, how do you do that?
How old were you? Do you remember?
Oh, I was probably like 10. And then I moved to San Francisco. So it was always like a passion of mine. Like, it was just something I felt like I had to do.
You felt it.
I felt it. I felt it in school. Like, you know how you had to take notes for school subjects? For me, the big thing was, okay, now I'm going to make a drawing of it. So if it's biology, you know, we're talking about cells. Great, now I can make a picture of the cell, and all my attention would go into that instead of the notes. So it was always that visual piece that I loved. And moving to San Francisco, I think, is where it really ignited, because I was in a city full of art. So many artists from the past, you know, lived there, contemporary artists. It was just everywhere you went, whether it was on walls of buildings, museums, etc. It's just like a haven for art. So that's where I was like, wow, okay, this is where I'm now going to start my art. Yeah.
So it was more San Francisco than Montreal or West Island that, as you said, ignited your
I think it really ignited it. Yeah, it's like, hey, look, it's now or never, because you're in like the mecca of it, right? Let's
and
go.
then you moved back, and
then
we
I
all
moved
know
back.
that Montreal is a very colorful, artistic
It is.
scene, if you want.
It is. Yeah.
So it continued to
Yeah, I
influence
kind
you.
of continued to develop my passion, because then I took, I had formal studies in San Francisco, City College, the Academy of Art University.
So how
as
long
well.
did you stay in San Francisco?
23 years, yeah.
Okay, so quite quite some time.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had the formal training and, right, and then just kind of, and then came back here. And then so I put it on, got married, had kids, and that kind of, you know, put it on the shelf for a little while. And then started to tinker in it again as the kids were a little, maybe young. I had a teacher who told me in San Francisco, just put it up on your fridge, do watercolor, because it's easy to come back to all the time. You know, you don't have to be all or nothing, just take it down once in a while. So that's what I would do.
So what mediums do you primarily work with? Is it something in particular that you prefer?
Well, I like everything but oil. I like everything but oil because oil it just takes forever to dry. And I don't like the smell of it. I think I'm allergic to it. So foremost, that's the reason, the toxicity of it, the solvents and that. But I'm more of an impulsive artist, and I really like to get to it. So the oil requires a lot of patience, and that's not me. So I do acrylic. I love acrylic and charcoal. I like collage a lot. Inks, I'm just starting to do a little bit with inks, tinker with that. Pencil drawings, watercolors, although I haven't done watercolors in a bit. I just have so much I want to do, and there's not enough time. So
Maybe you can share some of the themes that you're drawn towards, or any messages that you wanna. I don't
have messages. I'm
no?
more about forms attract me. You know, I'm not an artist who is like has an emotional message that I have to give to the world. Maybe that's something I'll develop one day. For me, it's more from a draftsman point of view, or
So more the beauty and the colors
and the composition. It's more like architectural, you know, the visual. It's not really an emotional message I have to give. I understand that point of view, but I don't have that.
Maybe you can share also a little bit on your creative process. How does it work for you? Where do you start? Do you see something that inspires you and then you start drawing it, and from there, I don't know, you add color, you add paint, or how does it work?
So, well, I like to do a lot of photography too. So if I'm walking the dog or going for a nature walk, I'll take a lot of pictures. And if I see like light manifesting itself in a way that it's, you know, a lot of the different gradation is there, the shades, I'll take a picture of that because that'll be very powerful in a picture. So I have a lot of the lights and then the darks to work with. I strongly believe that the foundation has to be there. Otherwise, everything else crumbles down. So a good solid base. Having said that, I do flip-flop back and forth between doing something that's very loose, just to get that, you know, muscle going, to something very analytical, back and forth, because I think that really strengthens.
So you start with something
not within the same painting, but like the one I did for you, the flower one, that's a very loose one, obviously, right? And then sometimes I'll get like really analytical, like go the opposite way, and you'll go, that's you? You did that? But it's like, yeah, I did that. Like I really like both styles, but I also think it strengthens, you know, an artist in that regard. So strong foundation of the drawing. And then I like to give like when it has to do with acrylic, I like to do washes in the background. That's what I'm really working with now. Some of the things that I'm doing at Studio 77 that I have up there has a lot of wash underneath. So I'll do a very vibrant complementary color to the...
So a lot of layers.
Yeah, a lot of layers. So that the under wash kind of pops out, you know. Yeah, and yeah, like sometimes I'll just get really inspired by. I remember a friend took a picture of a cow, and I saw that cow, and I was like, I have to draw this, and it was just like I don't know where from, but I had to do that, and that was my. It's called Loving Kindness. I don't know if you ever saw that big cow I drew.
Yes, which is still at the studio, right?
Well, it's down now, so I think he sold it.
Okay.
Yeah. And so...
Well, maybe you can show us a little bit. I mean, I see there are still
most of it is there, but most of it is there.
Yeah, so we'll invite people that are locals and want to see your art. They can go to Studio 77 in Pointe-Claire Village.
Yeah.
And you have quite a nice selection of paintings there.
Yeah, it's pretty summery stuff, you know, very vibrant colors. So that was my goal with that, just to make it very vibrant and bold and summery.
That's cool. So then if we go back, your inspiration comes both from nature, a lot of plants, flowers.
So I love growing
animals,
zinnias.
But then also maybe urban themes or less?
So I've been also drawing houses. That's
a plane. That's
yeah. I like to draw houses a lot, and that's going to be one of my next ventures.
Yes, I remember you told me you drew your neighbor's, the neighbor from across.
My neighbor's house, and then I did another commission for someone else's. Sometimes people are moving and have lived in a certain place for a very long time, so they want to carry a little piece of that with them. So I always find that to be a nice gift. Yeah, I'm attracted to a lot of different types of work. So my inspiration isn't necessarily the source, like I said. Like some people will just be nature driven or, you know, figurative, and I really like it all. What's really attractive for me is the color. Like that's what it inspires me, is color.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
when we look at your paintings, we should look for the color.
Yeah,
Mainly.
that's like, I can't wait till that part. So once the foundation is there, it's like, all right, now the color, right? It's like, I love that part.
And if we go back to the artistic process, do you mainly paint in your workshop at home, or have you ever tried painting in the nature or outside?
Once in San Francisco with one of our classes, we did it by the beach. Mm-hmm. It was fun. Yeah, it's not really my style though.
So
I
it's
think
mainly
I prefer
at home.
Yeah, I'm more of a home kind of person.
Do you put on special music or not necessarily? I'm just I don't
no,
know.
that's okay. Yeah, I will definitely paint with music. In fact, when I had an exhibition up at Victor Rose, all the different paintings I had up there were, it was all Joni Mitchell music. Mm. Yeah, and I pulled some of her words and as titles of most of the paintings, actually. Yeah.
Is there, I don't know, experience, something that you remember that comes back in your memory that shaped your artistic journey in a certain way that, I don't know, is there any?
There were
many?
A lot, yeah.
Anything that comes to mind right now?
Yeah, I remember in Sausalito. So Sausalito's across the bridge from San Francisco.
Yes, I've been
and
there.
this is before I started studying art. And they have great art there, right? And they have like beautiful,
It's a
beautiful
very
galleries.
picturesque, very touristic
Yeah.
small town.
Yeah, and they have like the best of the best artists there. And the work is like fabulous. And I remember looking at a painting, I was on the sidewalk, and it's like, but how did they do this? And then I thought, if he can do it, why can't I do it? I can do this. Anyone can draw. Anyone can make art. It's just a question of whether or not, I truly believe that, by the way. It's whether you tap into it or not. So we are all artists, I think, right? It's that I chose to do it and someone else did not choose to do it yet, right? Or maybe never.
I'm so happy you say that.
And it's true, right?
Yes, I believe in that as well.
Yep, for sure.
And not from the beginning. It's something more like maybe over the past 10 years that I started
to understand that.
To understand that and truly believe that.
That's right, because, you know, it's like anything. You have to spend time with it to get good. And so it's not like you're a natural born artist.
Well,
and
there
some
are
people are.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. There are some that maybe have a certain easiness in doing certain things, but it doesn't mean that others cannot do it. Maybe putting in more work, but you still can do it.
That's right. Like athletes, right? Some are born natural athletes. They don't have to practice. They're good forever, and others have to practice more.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I completely agree with that. So I remember that moment because I couldn't understand how the image that I was seeing was like 3D. You know what I'm saying? Like today I'm like, oh, of course, it's got to do with light. Yeah. It's all got to do with light. So I understand that now. But then I couldn't. And it's like, I'm going to learn how to do this. I don't care how I'm going to, and I was just, and so that was like what really, yeah,
That's
I remember
great.
that
Thank
moment.
you so much for sharing that because it's something that, I totally agree with you.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I remember when I was at the store at l'Arte du Village, I had a lot of people, of course, coming in and admiring the art and everything that we had there. And a lot of them said, oh, but I don't think I'm going to be ever able to do that. Of course, they are artists. And I'm like, no, you can. Yes, you can. And you have to believe that you can, so you can do it.
That's right.
And exactly what we discussed earlier. There are people that maybe they are born with a certain ability and they can do it maybe easier, but even the other ones can do it with practice.
Oh, yeah.
And if they
truly
believe in themselves,
That's right.
they're going to be able to,
That's
to do
right.
it. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mentioning it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if we go back to the Studio 77, I know you have your exhibition there. Maybe you can tell us where else can we find you? Do you have a website? I know you have your
I'm too busy.
Instagram account.
Yeah, we have an Instagram account. My son, who's a software engineer, I'm like, come on, do me a website. And we're all so busy that we just don't get to it. So, look, to be honest.
So if people are interested in seeing your art, besides going to Studio 77, they can also follow you on your Instagram account. I can share it, and I'll share it in the description
For
box.
now, that's where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's actually how I got to know you.
That's right.
Very many years ago.
That's right.
Fell in love
and
with
Natalie.
Peony. Yes,
and Natalie Fabry, who I'm in constant contact with, and I met her a couple of years ago as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's the way to meet now. So.
Just to share an anecdote, it's that Peony painting that I fell in love with ended up being a surprise present for my daughter on her 60th birthday. I was away. I was away that day. We're actually with my son in Brighton in UK, and I asked Marjo to deliver the painting at home, and of course my husband knew, but then she didn't. So it was a full surprise, and
it was great, eh?
Yeah, she enjoys it. I mean, we all enjoy it. It's in our living room. Of course, she's gonna take it with her whenever she's gonna leave us at some point. I don't know if there is anything else that you would like to share with our audience. If not, maybe you can show us a little bit around your workshop.
Just that I'm an amateur artist. Like I am going to be doing this for the rest of my life to the pace that I'm going. I don't know what it will be, but it's such an amazing thing for me that I have in my life. I feel like it's just a friend, right? And there's so many things to discover when it comes to art.
Is there a special advice that you would like to share to other aspiring artists besides what we just
believe in
said?
yourself. Like you have to be confident. Self-belief is very important. Don't bring yourself down. Be really positive. That really helps.
And also keep in mind that you don't have to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. So you'll have people that would love your art, and there will be people that maybe they will not like your art, and doesn't mean that.
Suivant.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. And listen to what maybe that person has, because feedback's very important too, right?
Definitely.
And be diverse with your exploration.
Experiment.
I like to look at Inuit art. I love Inuit art. Black art, great black artists in Toronto, Benny Bing. All artists, the famous ones who've died, or the Renoirs and the
go
Frida
in the
Kahlo.
museums and
Read about their lives. I read so many biographies and autobiographies just to get to know them and their experiences, and it will even change the way you see their art. Sometimes you won't like it. Sometimes you'll then suddenly love what you might have not liked. There's just so much about art, right? So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We'll say goodbye here, but then you'll show us around.
Great. Sometimes I will make drawings with pencil, right? And then use my Canon Pro Pixma to make a print out of it with different colors. So this was just done with pencil on paper while I was teaching some kids one day. So I like to do that. This is just my art, just hanging around here. Nothing special I will do with it. A lot of them are
I love the miniature armchair.
Oh yeah, right.
And I also love the painting that I bought for my son, the one with the fried egg, because he's obsessed with fried eggs. He eats every day at least 2 or 3. So I think it was the perfect gift for him. He loves it.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites actually because I think those that were healed.
Yeah, and that was a
Something I did in
collage.
San Francisco. That was one of my studies at.
Is that
That was in school.
pencil?
It's charcoal.
Charcoal.
Yeah. And then,
Very intense.
yeah, it was a National Geographic image.
Oh, okay.
A great,
And that's Agapanthus.
Oh, that's yeah, exactly.
Another painting that I
Yeah.
love. And
Work in progress, though. I was like, I don't know if she's gonna like that I'm redoing it. I'm not redoing it. I just wanna. I'm gonna make the buds more powerful.
okay.
So yeah, like I said, a lot of it says Studio 77. This is my dog, the one that drove me crazy. She was a puppy, so the only way I could kind of keep her and not sell her is to paint her. So get my therapy out.
I'm following you.
Yeah.
So. Oh, this one I like. Here
Oh, you like that? Yeah.
the peppers.
Yeah. Peppers.
Very cool.
That's just a street in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, you see the Golden Gate.
Yeah, the distance. That's that girl you saw earlier.
Ah.
Only I did encaustic wax on top of it. That's fun. You use a torch to take the beeswax. You put the beeswax on,
Okay.
and you torch it with fire.
And then it melts and
It melts and then it sets. So I even put like plants in here and different things. You know.
cool. And I see
And
another
so
corner there.
I want to start doing, so like I said, I have too many ideas, not enough time, and then I sometimes end up doing, no, that's not mine. That's
Okay.
a great person in Spain that has
No,
that.
but then in the corner I see yours. Yeah.
This is, so I want to start doing more interiors. I really like that.
The green armchair.
Yeah. Around with trying to, you know.
And then pears. And
Yeah, just fruit, different fruit. And some
so that's a
ladies.
collage as well.
Yeah, there's a nail. That's
Something is missing.
it's at Studio 77.
Okay.
So that's about it. The house feels a little empty because everything's gone.
Well, that's good. That means that you need to get
Yeah.
back at
And
work.
I love my yeah. Well, right now I'm commissioning. So the cat. Did you see the cat at Studio 77?
I don't remember. I remember the Greek village.
Okay. The cat is a
Yeah.
30 by 30.
Oh, a large one. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
And the lady liked it a lot, so she says, I have a dog and I want you to do this for my husband for Christmas. I mean, for his birthday in October. So I'm
Working on
working
that.
on that right now.
Okay,
I like
perfect.
doing animals. It's a lot of fun. He's just really informal. And that's how I am kind of too, right? It's like, yeah, okay, when about that time? How long we can, I don't know. All right, see ya. So it's still there. I don't know when I'm going to take it down. But I like that, right? Not everything's so like
By
rigid.
the, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Marjo,
to
for
you
your
too.
time.
Thank you to both
I
of you.
really appreciate it, and I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much.